Hi there, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Mike, and I'm excited to share another Divi tutorial here with you. My goal is to make learning Divi as straightforward as possible. Today we're going to see how to insert a hamburger menu on a Divi desktop. If you're not familiar with what a hamburger menu is, if you are scrolling on your mobile navigation on your mobile phone, and you look in the top right hand corner and you see this three horizontal lines stacked one above each other, that's usually what we call a hamburger menu. We call it so because it's got the two buns and the patty inside, so it's a hamburger menu. So you can see, like, lately this type of hamburger menu has taken the place of a lot of the horizontal kind of menus that we currently have on many designs in the modern design world. So the reason for this is, well, there's quite a few. If you head on over to my blog, dividoc.com, I actually have an article that details out all of these different things, but just to quickly go, some of them is to clean and minimalist aesthetics, or they want to prioritize key content or unconventional and memorable design. So think of like things like landing pages and things like that, where you might have a call to action here in the middle that you really want to draw the focus and attention of the user to. Therefore, you don't really have the space, or you don't really want their eyes to wonder where's the menu in the top right hand corner with all the different text options and all that kind of stuff. So you can minimize that to a much larger degree by just putting in the hamburger menu in the top right. Now, does that mean that the menu is gone? No, it just means that if you click on the menu, then the full menu will appear. And we'll see how to do that as we go on in this tutorial. Okay, so the first things we want to do is, if we head back to my Divi installation, you can see I've got a page that's been set up, but my menu at the top is not quite what I want it to be. So we're just going to have to do a bit of styling on this menu at the top to ensure that it fits with the rest of the design. So to do that, we're going to jump into the theme builder, and we're going to create a theme for this page. So for me, I've set it up for the specific page. So if you go build template and I say specific page, then I just select where I want it to be displayed. But if you want this to be across your entire website, then you just say all pages, and it'll be across your entire website. Or you could just do it as a global header, because that'll also just be across everything. All right, so I'm doing it just for this one page. So I'm selecting add a custom header and build custom header. Once that opens up, then I'm going to change my section settings. I'm going to give it a background, which is the similar kind of background to what the page is currently, which is like a blackish type of color. Then what I want to do is I want to enter in a menu module over here. I want to put in a logo. Let's go look for the logo. There it is. I want this logo to display. Upload. So you can't see my logo at the moment because it's a white on a white background. Okay, so what we want to do then is we also want to jump into the design settings and jump into menu text. And the menu text we want to make maybe semi-bold, and we also want to make it maybe 16. And then on top of that, I want to make it also to fit the rest of the design. Let's make it purple. Okay, so that's looking pretty decent at the moment. Let's also just shoot it to the right hand side. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to make sure that this background matches the background at the back here. So if I grab that background again, jump into the content, jump into the background at the bottom here, and just put that in here too. All right, so that's looking much better already. And we obviously want to take away the padding. So design, spacing, padding, we just want to hit 0 and put a top and bottom. And yeah, let's take away the padding in the row as well. So design, spacing, and we hit 0, and put it across. Okay, so that should look pretty decent. Let's go see what that looks like in the front end. We save it here. We also save it on here to register our template. Once that's been registered, let's go back to the front end and see what we got. Okay, that's looking much better already. All right, so what we want, maybe we also want to do is we just want to make a hover a bit of a different color here. Okay, let's do that quickly. Well, as quick as it'll allow me to do. And there it is. Okay, and so let's just go ahead and design menu text, not active link color, but menu text color. Click on the hover, and we want it to be white. Okay, and that should be good. Let's just save that. Okay, refresh. And now if we hover, there we have it as white. Okay, so now we have our menu and our header set up. Now let's convert this over to a hamburger menu. All right, so let's jump back to the article and we see what we have to do. Well, we have to add in a CSS class. All right, so the CSS class here that I have is Divi hamburger menu. Nice and descriptive. Now do note that I say here, if you want to use this one, this particular class name like I've done it, and copy and paste it into Divi, remember to remove the dot before the DD. All right, what is that? Well, if you see this dot right in the beginning, we don't want that there. So let's go and see. I'll show you exactly how this works. We jump into the menu on our theme builder. We go to advanced, we go to CSS ID and classes. We paste that in there. We come to the front and we just take away that dot. All right, why do we take away that dot? Well, Divi adds that in automatically for us. So we just need to put in the name of the class itself. We don't need to put in the CSS code by putting in the dot. All right, and if we come and we say save changes, and we say save, and we go to the front end, what do we see? Well, nothing. Why is that? Well, we've named it, but we haven't told it what to do yet. So now we have to tell it what to do. So if we jump back into the article and we scroll down a little bit more, you'll see that we have the CSS code here at the bottom. So if I copy all of this CSS code, and then I jump into my theme options. So if I go back into my dashboard, I go to Divi, I go to theme options, and I scroll all the way down, and I just take all that code and I just paste it in here. All right. So what are we doing? We are telling it that if it has a minimum width of 980, then don't display the horizontal menu. Okay. We are then also telling it to have a margin of 20 at the top. Okay. That's just for design aesthetics. Then we have our menu settings over here. All the different settings that we need, and then we're centering the list items, and we're also providing a little bit of padding, which I'll show you, and then this is removing the bullets on the menu item. So there's those little circular discs that are usually to the left of each item. So if we save changes here and we go back to the front end and we refresh this page, all right, we see we have a hamburger menu. Okay, now if we take this hamburger menu and we click on it, you can see there is our menu itself. It's all coming up. So it's in the nicely layered here in the center. But we do have a little bit of styling left to do, and that is obviously we don't like this blue. That doesn't fit in with our aesthetics. And also this hamburger, I think both of these need to be purple just to fit in with the rest of the design. All right, so where do we do that? Let's jump back into our theme builder. And we jump into our module settings for our menu, and we go design. So in the design, we have a drop down menu. If we click on drop down menu, here we have all the different ones that we can actually make a change. So I'm just going to make this purple. It's quite an easy one to do. The drop down menu text color, we want to make sure is the same as our menu. So we grab the color from last time and put that in there. Okay. And we also want to make our icon, our hamburger menu, let's make it also the purple. Okay, and we save that. We save that. And let's see what that looks like on the front end. Okay, so now it's nice and purple. It fits in with the rest of the design. If we hit there, that's also purple. And there we go. Everything is working as it should. So you can style this to however you want to style it, because now you can just jump into either the settings on here, the module settings, and go crazy, Or if you want, you can also go and add in more CSS to make and style the changes here as to how you want it. But this is how to set up the basic Hamburger menu on a Divi desktop site. I will be doing in a future tutorial a bit more of an advanced tutorial, and that one will be that when you click on this, the horizontal menu will actually display rather than the drop-down menu. And so hopefully you'll look out for that one too. And that's it, really, that's it. I hope this tutorial will be useful for you. And if it is, or if it has been, please do hit that like button to let me know. As I said, I am planning to do more of these Divi tutorials as I learn more about Divi. So do hit the subscribe button so that you can ensure you will not lose out. Keep in mind, your feedback is quite valuable. So if you have any questions or if you have any ideas for future videos, do let me know in the comments. And I'll make sure to read every single one of them, and hopefully we can create what is actually needed. And as always, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.